What up, legends? Once again, we're back with another ranked commentary provided by a 14 times Apex Predator. As always, I do this for you guys. Obviously, a lot of you guys may not be in pred lobbies, and that's okay. This analysis and the tips that I provide you with does in fact apply to every rank. So once again, without further ado, let's get it. Bam ba bam 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 ba bam 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 bam. Alright y'all, welcome back. Just like I've said in the past, getting your KP off rip is extremely important. If we have a team land with us, we are going to do everything we possibly can to kill them. And if they're running away, usually that means they're down bad. So for you guys, that means get really aggressive in a situation like that. Because if you're an extremely passive player, getting that KP early off rip means you can spend the rest of the game rotating. You don't necessarily have to fight. I don't recommend that, but the playstyle is still effective. I find that a lot of lower skill players are scared of the first and second ring. Get it, it's hard to see in it and it does damage, but a lot of Apex Preds spend a lot of time in ring, whether it's fighting people or simply just rotating. While we finished that fight at Geyser, we heard during that fight, a fight happened at Big Mod that just wrapped up, so we push over there. Fights like this with a storm coming in are very safe, especially on the corner of the map like this. Most people have already rotated, so taking a fight like this is going to give us more KP, and we pretty much clear up everybody behind us. So when we do rotate in, we don't have to worry about getting flanked from storm side. So I push this right side by myself. I have to be extremely cautious because I don't have a teammate with me, which means that the enemy can slide out on me, all three of them, and kill me. So I wait for my teammate to come with me. I do have a caustic, so we have to play this a little cautiously. Then Cody gets the first knock, so we're able to just ape at that point. That's what a lot of you guys should be doing. As soon as you or your teammate get that entry knock, time to get super aggressive. If you have to heal up first and then push. It's best that you do not let them get that revive. Apparently PK shoots like a massive now. We wrap that fight up and we get extra KP, and now we just rotate. After we rotate in, we make our way to Harvester. Initially thought it was just one team, but when we're fighting the team, we actually realize that it's still two teams still. I get fried and the second ring is coming in. With all this commotion going on, it's best to just fall back and Valkyrie away. It's extremely important to know when to disengage. And even though we may look at ourselves as better than other players, it doesn't mean that we should go around fighting everything. So you shouldn't either. Learn how to disengage. But once again, after an extremely late rotate, we find another fight. And it's kind of a weird one because they're all spread out and they're in the wide open. This enemy team played their angles extremely well. Although we were winning the trades, forcing ourselves to that side of the circle, the team that's ultimately going to gatekeep us, is not the smartest thing for us to do. So eventually we're going to elect to wrap the other way. Unfortunately, we were still gatekept on the other side. You'll see that Oxy gets knocked while I do significant damage to one of their teammates. Even though he got knocked, we're still in a really good position. They're on high ground. They have to vacate that high ground in order to kill us, which means dropping down into the wide open. They don't have an angle on the teammate that's being revived. So like I said, they have to jump off. And that's what I'm there for. I'm watching over my teammates being revived. Me getting that first knock is huge because we already revived our teammate. So now it's a 3v2 situation. Cody's full health, so he has to push up. Oxy's gonna pop that bat and then push up as well. But they're both pretty weak, so it's just me right now. I look at the bottom left of the screen to understand that. Unfortunately, my teammate goes down again. So now I'm still by myself trying to buy as much time as possible for them to get healthy. You'll see me do big damage to the seer right there, and we already thirsted one. So I'm not really tripping, but I want my teammates to hurry up as fast as possible. My teammates are in storm right now in a heat shield, and I'm about 50 HP. Pretty much my teammates are of no help to me right now. So I have to back up to heal up considering I'm this weak. And there's still two enemies alive. There's a team up top that just third party the team that we were fighting, so that gives us a lot more wiggle room.
One clip.
DQ back into us?
No. Almost one clip this here. I thirsted. Almost one clip this here.
My corner's still good in here, Oreo.
They're getting grief from somebody else, I think.
Yeah, they died.
Hey, above me.
Caustic did. I cracked the...
Hey, get in better.
Valkyrie.
Oxy, get to me.
Okay.
If you guys can.
I tell my teammates that they need to come to me right now so we can wrap all the way to the right, since we're getting held out by another team. My teammate decided to Valko, and I don't necessarily think that was a bad play, so I was with it. As you can see, this is pretty hectic for us. As soon as he Valko'd, he got seer tacked. So now we have to wait a little longer for him to get that Valko back.
Hard. Bro, come on, you know. Be a dodo bird, you know that's just coming.
Here you go.
Thank you. How much longer?
We should Valko now. I'm
He
ready.
doesn't. You know, you got fucking Syracuse.
Oh, okay.
And they know what we're trying to do now. We can't. Pop a bat and go right. They're gonna be above.
We actually can on the wall right here. There's no LOS scrap. Come here.
I said 87 though.
I know, but he has no. I just told you, he has no fucking timer. Whatever it's
I
called.
said 90. I'm gonna get it before zone closes.
Yeah.
But I just need a fucking. I didn't expect to throw that. So.
I tethered one.
No way they dropped for this, right?
Do you have it yet?
98, 99. I'm about to have.
Crank it right now. He's gonna get Syracuse soon. Hurry up.
Eventually, we're gonna Valko. It's pretty hard to Valko in a situation like this with 8 squads alive in round 4. It's such a small circle with so many people alive, it's gonna be hard to find somewhere that's free to land. But regardless, we do it anyways. And some tips with that: stay attached to your Valkyrie. Look to see where people are at, and full send the safest place as a full squad. Never detach from your Valk in a situation like this. And that's pretty much because all 3 of you guys need to be grouped together so that when you land, you guys don't land separated at all, which makes it hard for a team to push you. For whatever reason, I didn't do that, but that's something that you guys should always do. So we were able to land freely in this house, but there was a team right outside that pushed us immediately, and that's because they have to. We are right on the edge of ring, so this is a fight that the enemy team has to take in order to make their way in. As always, if you can, shoot out that Seer ultimate. It makes it really difficult for you to fight. Now that I shot it out, it's game time. As a Loba, I'm always wrapping around for off angles, and that's because if I get swung out on, I can brace it back to safety quickly as hell. As I'm ready to do that, we get flown on in from behind, and I have to respect that immediately, because if we over-engage in this fight, we might get third party from our back. We leave our backside vulnerable. So I tell my teammates to bunker inside this building while I do some reconnaissance on the team behind us. But still, that other team still is getting really aggressive on us, so I fall back to help my teammates out. Regardless, we're now in a fight that we have to take whether I like it or not, and we have to do so quickly. Fortunately, I'm Tom Brady with the Arc Star, and I stick the Valkyrie right in her mouth. And from there, pretty much, this Arc Star is a guaranteed win. So we get super aggressive and wipe this team out, and then we're immediately going to shift our focus to the right where that other team landed at. I find out that the other team's nowhere near us to push us, so we're just going to fall back to loot, and then figure out how we're going to push this next circle. So with every team in front of us, because we cleared out our backside, it's just a matter of trying to find a safe space to walk into for this next circle, which thankfully for us is just right in front of us. And we have some decent cover too, so that's where we'll end up going. So now we're just playing spacing, which will establish our dominance within the circle. So as always with these kind of situations, I'm trying to figure out where every team is at. We have a team on high ground, a team underneath that little alleyway, that solo Valkyrie to the left, and that team directly above her. Including us, that accounts for pretty much every team alive still. There is nothing that you should do in a situation like this except hold your ground. Let everybody fight each other. Again, that is the importance of clearing out a certain side of the ring so you have that whole side to yourself. You keep everyone in front of you and let everybody fight each other while you sit there behind cover at a safe distance and just grief everybody.
Nobody's peeked here. Nobody has peeked through this. Oh, okay, no, she's there, she's there.
There's a team there.
Yeah, only one Valk.
Reaper team too, bro.
I'm in mid right now.
We just kind of let everybody else fight. Let them forget about us, I guess.
I'm playing cover and I'm looking
They're
right.
looking, they're looking. Look. If that Valk peeks again, we fry her. If she peeks again, count it down though.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's
she's
not
gonna.
good.
She was. She stood there for a minute, bro. I know that. Fuck it. No, they know now. They know now. She's looking.
Enemy there.
Is there a solo in this corner?
Yes, the Valk should still be there.
I didn't hit anything.
Second squad, adjust your strategy.
Fuck.
We have so much room. Look at how much room we have. So don't just say pigeonhole there.
Recharging shield.
Dude, everyone's just looking at us.
Taking damage. Repairing damage.
Might be able to Valko.
Look, they're moving up. Let them move up. Let them be dumb. Look at this here. Look at this here. Go.
Did. Nice. I need cells.
Mile right here.
Let's do some shopping.
Thank you, Ori.
So much loot. So much
We're
loot.
not focused anymore.
I'm grabbing
Just play
nades.
slow, and I can ask GPS up when zones start closing.
Bro, this team walked up, bro. We could walk behind this team if need be. So I see that this team foolishly rotated too far up on the bridge, which gave us enough room to walk up behind them and fry them in their butt. It would have been better for that team to hold this position where I'm at right now and to look down on us so that we were forced to stay where we were at. But they're obviously not good players, and they made a fatal mistake. We eventually get 2 of those guys knocked and we'll clean them up easily. As good of a play as that was, we can't push further because we don't have circle up there. Circle's down on low ground, so that's where we go right now. Orioles is going to get ratted on by that Valk and get knocked. And the funny thing is, I just called that out too. I literally said, did you guys kill the solo Valk there? And Cody ends up walking right into her. It's unfortunate because I just calmed that with my teammate, and obviously he didn't hear. But we were close enough to help him out so that he doesn't get thirsted. So it wasn't really that big of a deal for us. I start screaming for him to res. There's only 2 squads left, but we have 1 down. But they're not focused on us, so we have a perfect time to res. And once again, I'm just covering for my teammate so he can revive the other one. And finally, after all that hard work, it's just down to us and another squad.
Good shit, good shit. You're here.
Fight it. You can res. You can res.
I am. I'm batting. Doesn't matter, I'm resing.
Recharging shield.
This is just free now.
Oh yeah, I think there's 2 guys.
I hit him
One right
130
here.
crack.
The best position that you could be in. We'll let Orioles heal up and start getting aggressive on this team. We don't know if it's a trio or a duo, but we know that they were just in a fight in caustic gas. So there's a good chance that they might be weak, so we're gonna ape. And as always, our rotation is the reason why we were able to win this game. Rotating effectively, but understanding which fights are critical fights to take. Not just brainlessly pushing everybody, but knowing when and when not to be aggressive. That's what led us to this win. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. That story I was talking about, toxic girlfriend. I'm telling you guys, I tell you guys these stories about my relationship so you guys can recognize toxic patterns in your significant other, bro. Fucking, I tear my ACL. One of the most terrifying and gruesome, you know, sports-related injuries. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam.